Hi everyone, welcome to EquiFounders. Today on our special episode we have Brianne from Equisite. She's going to be telling us and talking to us about her amazing journey, how she started, and she's just this amazing founder. I've had the pleasure of just seeing her beautiful showroom, her whole office here in Wellington. We're here in Wellington, Florida. Is this your home base?
Yes. So now I live full-time in Wellington, Florida, and the business is operating fully out of here as well.
Amazing. And so I wanted to tell us a little bit about Equisite. How did you start? What inspired you? And what brought you to starting Equisite?
Absolutely. So I started Equisite in 2019.
Okay.
I was a senior at Savannah College of Art and Design.
And where is that based?
That is in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And in my program there, I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Equestrian Studies.
Amazing.
And a business minor. Different from other universities, SCAD really focuses on art and design in the equestrian industry versus more veterinary or barn management.
That's amazing.
Focus.
I've never even heard that was a possibility.
It's incredible.
Wow.
Yes.
How did you hear about that program?
So I had a couple of mentors throughout my riding career, and also just older girls that I looked up to and wanted to spend time with who studied there and really enjoyed it. It was the only university I applied for.
That's incredible.
Got in and just had the best time there. It was incredible. My professors were amazing.
That's so cool.
The curriculum is so special. We took classes that included equine facility design, so learning barn architecture, learning how to build courses, and the science behind the colors of the jumps, why they're set up on certain angles.
That's insane. And there's so much that goes behind the scenes that we don't see. We just think it's a building, but everything, there's so much detail.
Yes.
And so what guided you to start your brand once you graduated?
Absolutely. So as a project during my senior year, our class was asked to come up with a business that could survive in the industry, and I came up with the business name Equisite.
Wow.
And
how did you come up with it?
I wanted something that was elegant and equestrian forward, and the word exquisite with the EQUI prefix just fit in smoothly right there, so we went with that. And that was really the birth of it. My very first product that I created was a sample shirt similar to the one that you have on.
Wow, okay.
With the logo and the mascot of Savannah College of Art and Design for the equestrian team.
That's amazing.
So
so you actually produced these first shirts then?
Yes.
That's incredible.
So my own college was my very first client, which was really special. I had an official business launch party and a product launch.
That's amazing.
At
wow.
the college. Yes.
That must have been so special. And so did they actually have like a writing team or?
Yes. So Savannah College of Art and Design has a renowned riding team. They are the best of the best, and at the time I had a lot of jumping horses here at WEF in Wellington, so I did not commit to the team. However, I was able to ride with my curriculum. I had ride classes where we were graded on certain things.
That's amazing.
On horseback and also in hand, along with the opportunity to collaborate with those, of course, on the team and bring something to life that they were looking for, customized team gear.
Wow. And we were in the showroom earlier, you had said that your famous pajama, the holiday collection, you had the help from somebody at the university, a student, to help design it.
Yes. So 7 years later, I have been able to connect with so many students from the university, whether they're students now or while I was there or graduated ahead of me, for design, photography, help on the sales floor with inventory management, fulfillment.
So it's almost like an internship then.
Exactly. Wow. Yes.
That's incredible.
And it's a nice pipeline of up and coming
entrepreneurs.
Exactly. To come into the workspace and have an opportunity to work with me if they desire to, and just learn the ropes and see a day in the life of a founder in the equestrian space.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay, so now I want to focus on more about you. As a founder, we know that every day, Monday through Sunday, is kind of a business day. Your Sunday sometimes can look the same as a Tuesday.
Absolutely.
So what do you do when you're not working for your brand? What is something fun that you enjoy doing that you do when you're not working?
Yes, well, I feel
which is probably never.
As founders, of course, we were on, at least mentally, 24/7. However, during downtime, I love spending time with my loved ones, friends, family.
Amazing.
And I've had the opportunity to, of course, ride for so many years since I was 4 years old,
Wow.
competing in levels up to the under 25 Grand Prix,
That's amazing.
national level Grand Prix.
When was the last time you competed?
So the last time I competed at that level was in 2022.
Oh wow, so not too long ago.
Yes,
yeah.
not too long. It was a pivotal year where I really made a decision to focus full-time on Equisite and understood that luckily we're in a sport that is always here when we're ready for it. It's not going anywhere as long as you're physically able and
to,
willing.
at any age you can
we
do
can
it.
come back to it.
Exactly.
So I now have a young horse. She's going to be 5 come
Wow.
May.
Is she in Wellington?
She is not, but she's on her way back. She's she's growing her little baby bones
That's
right now.
amazing. Where's she based right now?
She's in Virginia right now.
Wow.
She was in Wellington the last few months under full work jumping, and she's just taking a little rest for the winter, and
That's
then
amazing.
she'll get back into it for spring and get ready for the 5-year-olds.
That's
which is
amazing. And so
so
you're hoping
incredible.
to get into the show ring with her then?
Yes, looking forward to it. Her mom was one of my best show jumping horses.
Oh wow. So you got to breed to some like a mare that you knew.
Yes. So I call her my little prodigy baby.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully she's
exactly
a mini
that.
version. That's the goal.
Physically, she definitely is.
Oh,
She
that's
looks just
amazing.
like her mom, and it's so special. Additionally, I've had the opportunity to ski some more,
Oh,
which is really
wow.
fun.
Okay.
Of course.
Where do you ski when you're here?
I will travel across to the West Coast
Okay.
and get some snow over there. But of course, growing up riding, it's like, don't do anything else.
I know, you're like, don't want to
hurt.
get hurt. Like, it was always like that. Like, you have a show in 2
Yes,
weeks. Like,
yes, exactly. So just exploring some other athletic avenues,
amazing.
staying in shape, staying
Do you
fit.
do you do like any type of gym or Pilates or?
Yes. So did Orange Theory workouts for a handful of years until I
wow.
just,
Yeah.
started straining myself a little
Oh
too
my gosh,
much.
yeah.
But just always trying to stay active, stay fit, walks,
Exactly.
runs.
That's so
and
good.
Enjoy the outdoors. We live where people vacation.
I
so
know, it's so beautiful
nice.
here. It's amazing. And I think what's so cool too is your shop is actually so close to the Wellington Showgrounds. So when you're able to go back into the show ring, you can just come back and forth super easily.
Exactly.
That'll be amazing.
Yes, being on the exact same road as the horse show, just down Pearson
Exactly.
Road, makes the proximity that much better.
So amazing. Okay, so now I kind of wanted to get into what does your typical day as a CEO of Equisite look like? Are you waking up early, going to bed late? Like, what is your typical work day when you're a basic Monday in your shoes?
So it is evergreen and ever-changing. However, the day fairly consists of top priorities, which are returning emails, whether it's customer service or
yourself?
outreach. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm very founder-led in that sense. I want everyone to know that they have a line of communication directly to me.
That's amazing.
And whatever they need, it is my priority. Additionally to that, we will come into the warehouse space, fulfill any outstanding orders. Or turnaround time statistically is less than 1 hour for fulfillment.
That's
Yes.
insane.
So
That's incredible.
we're very quick to get things out. Along with that, we're scheduling photo shoots for content creation, whether it's in the studio, lifestyle, with riders, in the arena for jumping, dressage. And
Do you have like specific days where you're like, okay, today I'm going to really focus on creation? Like
yes,
today I'm
it definitely evolves around specific
What's
events,
need.
launch
Yeah.
calendars. So for example, just yesterday we launched spring collection.
That's amazing.
So the last month plus has been very content creation heavy, website design heavy, making sure inventory is all in line, fulfillment for
That's
our
incredible.
distributors.
Wow.
Yes.
And do you try to come into your warehouse every day, like Monday
Yes,
through Friday?
Monday through Friday, definitely, because
Okay.
those are the days things are getting fulfilled and being shipped out. And then on the weekends, if I'm not physically in the warehouse, I'll be working
Answering
remote,
emails.
emails,
Exactly.
designing, building out.
I know you have to
social
create
calendar.
that boundary between your weekday and your weekend. Otherwise, you're going to be in
There's
here every
never
day.
boundaries,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yes.
Are you going to bed late, waking up early? Like, what kind of schedule are
All
you
of
on?
the above.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. So, like,
Up late, serial typing
Yeah,
away and
I know.
designing and writing notes in my
Yeah.
sleep because my brain's always on.
I
And
know.
up early, eager to start the day
Exactly.
and
That's
get
so
the
amazing.
to-dos done.
Okay, so I wanted to know, as creators, we're always creating something. Creativity is kind of like the foundation of a business, especially when you're creating new collections constantly. How do you stay creative constantly do you ever burn out? And what would you suggest for somebody that's kind of reaching like a roadblock where they're like, oh, I don't know, that they're maybe stagnant and not feel as inspired as other times? What would you suggest for them?
Of course, and those are great points. As mentioned, I'm very lucky to have a Bachelor of Arts degree, and being creative is in my nature from education.
From school.
And yes, and even the classes I took as general education level classes at SCAD, including color theory, so understanding the color wheel and what colors complement one another, like down to the very roots of that, is what creates my business and why I bring so many colors to different seasonalities and product rollout schedules for the year. For someone who may be feeling burnout from a creative standpoint, I always like to look outside of our industry. So
that's true.
Let's look forward, watch fashion shows from high-end brands, or see what's trending for another athletic,
like golf.
Exactly. Something that's similar enough that you can emulate and then make your own.
That's amazing. Okay, I love that. I definitely think that there's also, yes, there's so many different industries, golf, tennis, equestrian, like it's different, but at the end of the day, like I also feel like many of the materials are similar, and you can get inspired by maybe some of the other designs that they do as well.
Absolutely. And so many people ask me, like, who is Equisite designed for? And of course it's designed with the rider in mind at first, but also for those that do have an athletic lifestyle.
Or if they're going straight from the barn to the golf course, they can wear it.
That is exactly what Equisite is. The idea is that a rider can wear it to the barn, wear it to lunch, go to the tennis club, and just really enjoy all the features. The stretch, the washability, the breathability.
That's incredible. Okay, so I also want to ask you, what was your first big milestone for Equisite, and what is a moment that you were most proud of?
Of course, well, I think at the start of every year, a founder sets goals for themselves. However, the first big milestone, I think, is the day I buckled down and filed for the corporation and said,
amazing.
We're going to do this.
Exactly.
Like, this is my business.
It's a full commitment.
Yes, and I will show up for myself, because right now no one else is. It was a one-man band, and you're there every day working 24/7, and the only person that's going to help you sink or swim is yourself.
Exactly. Did your friends ride in the shirts, or how did you get that first initial push for your brand really getting out there?
That's great. So with Savannah College of Art and Design being my first client, I started the business solely off contracted licensing with universities. So I was designing and manufacturing team apparel for different colleges. With COVID coming shortly after my launch in 2019, COVID was in March 2020.
So much unexpected.
Exactly. And it was a little bit of that sink or swim moment where, okay, colleges aren't in person, people aren't going to class, athletics aren't happening. For universities, everything's at a pause. However, in our competitive industry, it was booming. Everyone's at the barn. Everyone wants to be outside with their
new horses.
They're spending all day at the barn.
Exactly.
So it gave me the opportunity and presented itself to say,
complete shift.
Total shift. We're going to buckle down and we're going to design and produce ready-to-wear pieces. So built out the website, had products available for sale, had things in stock, everything ready to ship. Launched that.
How many shirts did you have on your ready-to-wear first launch?
It started as one.
Oh, that's amazing.
One shirt.
What kind of shirt was it?
It was a long sleeve shirt. It had lace details. I wanted something that was feminine and also reflective of my business name, Equisite, something exquisite.
Yes.
And beautiful and never lacking in either function or fashion.
That's perfect. And how did people catch on? Was it all through social media? Did you start with barns? Did you start with ads? How did it start?
That's a great question. So I always say stay close to home at first. And I think people overlook their immediate contact list.
Exactly.
Text everyone you know. Tell all your friends, tell your family what you're doing.
Exactly.
Those are the people that want to support you the most, and that will contribute to that success from day one. So reaching out to friends that I've ridden with at that point for 15 plus years, other girls that competed against me, other college students, high school students, and so on. And once one catches on, it's a snowball effect. And
was there a specific day that you remember that, was it out of the blue that people that you didn't know started buying your shirts, or was it kind of gradual?
That's great. I feel like it's always gradual, and then one day it just booms. And for me, similar to, like I said, setting yearly goals, it continues to grow in that dynamic. So each month to each year, everything just levels up and continues
every
to be
month
seen.
You hope to keep pushing.
Yes, seen and worn by someone new.
Wow. And has there been anybody that maybe you saw wearing your shirts that you were like, wow, there's no way, like somebody that you maybe look up to, or I don't know, that was like such a cool moment?
Honestly,
or are you just happy to see your shirts anywhere?
Any moment when I'm walking around almost as a spectator at the horse show and I see someone in something, I'm like, oh, cool, you did that.
That's insane. I know it's such an amazing moment as a founder, because I feel like me as well, just starting off after a year, you like, it's the little pats on the back that like, it keeps you going. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And so when you see somebody that you didn't know, like at the horse shows, wearing your shirt or a bag, or it's so amazing. You're like, wow, like just that is enough to like, you know what, like I'm gonna keep going. Like, it's so special.
And you can relate. These things started as a sketch, as an idea in your head, and then to see it physically out in the world and being used by someone who loves it as much as you do it's so special. The world and more.
Exactly. Okay, so a big part about starting a business as well is eventually you can't do all the sales yourself, although some people do it like that, but a lot of times it also is a big help to get into wholesale, working with retailers that are maybe at locations that you can't physically be at in their shop. And so what would be a suggestion for a new business owner to try to get into wholesale and have their items sold at other tax stores? And where can we find Equisite in tax stores here in Wellington, for example?
That's great. And it came with a lot of time being boots on ground. So I spent many years, 2 weeks on and 1 week traveling, going to any horse show that I could possibly get my fingers on, up and down the East Coast, and really building the demand from the consumer. And that was noticed by other retailers, so now wholesale accounts of Equisite in the area.
So through social media?
Exactly, social media, and also those that are set up alongside you. You may have a 10 by 10 space where you're selling your products only, and next to you may be a large retailer store that carries 10, 15 brands. They're watching customers come into your space, and it builds their demand.
Exactly.
I want to sell those products. I want those customers coming to my destination as a distributor of those products.
Okay, wow. And how do you work with like distributors as well that help you connect to those different retailers as well?
A lot of it is cold calling or emailing or walking into stores and saying, listen, this is what I do. Here it is. Take a look at it. Here's where else you can find it, and let's give it a try.
Exactly. Boots on the ground is so
100%.
Important.
It's a huge part of it. So I definitely recommend like buckling up and invest in your time schedule for either a season or a couple months and travel, because you cannot physically be in one place and reach everyone everywhere.
Exactly.
The sport is so beautiful. We're in so many different venues all over the place at the same time.
Exactly. And do you think that wholesale has been a big part of making your brand bigger and more well-known as well? Like,
Absolutely.
If you hadn't got into wholesale, what would you think it would look like today?
That's a great question. Wholesale, and the idea of it is that those that are elsewhere from where you are based, and you may not even have a base, you may only be fulfilling versus having a showroom or a booth like we do, to stores that are all over the world. Wow. You cannot be everywhere all of the time. And you have to understand that that retailer is investing in your brand and representing you as a premier destination for customers to come in. Every store has their own loyal clientele.
Exactly. So they trust.
Exactly. Yeah. And the buyer's job at that store, whether they're buying inventory and merchandising and setting up the sales floor, is to curate for their ideal buyer. What are they looking for? Why are they bringing this piece in? The goal is to sell it. Make sure that it looks equally as beautiful as it does in a picture on the sales floor for their customer to come in.
Okay, I want to know, for everyone wanting to see where they can find Equisite, what physical locations can we go and purchase a shirt or any of your other items?
Equisite ourselves has an e-commerce store as well as our Wellington showroom. We have about 100 retailers worldwide, and you can find a full list of them on our website under retailers and partners. In Wellington alone, you can go to Dover, the Horse of Course, Taqueria, and then on the showgrounds is Jod's, Running Fox, the Ingate, Riders Boutique,
Incredible.
And so many more.
Wow, so there's no lack of place. If you want to find Equisite, you'll find it everywhere, which is so amazing. And yeah, it's incredible. As a founder myself, it's so inspiring to see how much you've grown. She's only 27, guys, and she's this boss just running everything. In how many tax stores you said?
About 100.
So she's in about 100 tax stores. That is huge. I mean, I'm sitting today in one of your offices. She has multiple offices, one on the other side, and a whole warehouse. I'm just like blown away, and you're such an inspiration for everybody watching and me as well, because this is insane. You're building an empire, and you've already built like a huge foundation to what is going to just explode. I know it's insane. This is incredible. So what are your plans this next coming year for Equisite, and how are you hoping to grow in the future?
Yes, that's a great question. So my growth for this year is very intentional, and something that I'm very excited to share is that for the 2026 season, Equisite is an official apparel partner of Wellington International.
Wow, that's incredible.
So I am designing and producing merchandise for both the Winter Equestrian Festival and the Global Dressage Festival. Yes.
Okay.
And that has been a huge success. They had sell-through before the season even
incredible.
Started.
That's insane.
So we're already on third reproductions of those merchandise pieces.
Where can they find it at the horse show?
So there is a souvenir store, the Wellington International Shop, on the WEF property, along with the souvenir shop on the Global Dressage property.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Wow, that's so special.
Yes, thank you.
And what are you wanting to do, like piece-wise? Do you have any new exciting pieces that you can maybe share with us, like what you're hoping to see at by the end of the year, or now, like what do we have in store for this year?
So Equisite will continue seasonal rollouts. We launch for spring, summer, fall, winter, and holiday. Something also exciting coming up and very excited to share is that Equisite is an official merchandise partner for the FEI World Cup 2026 in Fort Worth this April.
Wow.
Yes, so we are, similarly to Wellington International, curating pieces for the jumping and dressage World Cup finals that will be sold at their premier event and distributed to select retailers of Equisite.
That's incredible. So I want to know, there's probably so many equestrians that want to start their own brand that just haven't had maybe the roadmap or the push forward, or maybe don't know how to start. I know there's so many equestrians. So what would you suggest for them first steps wise, what would you suggest for them to go and start their own businesses? Is there certain things that you would maybe steer them away from, or certain advice that you would give them for the journey?
So a really great saying that someone said to me recently is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today.
Exactly. That's so true.
It is just a reminder that you can always say, oh, I could have, or I should have, or I would have.
Oh, I would have done so well 10 years ago.
Exactly. But all you can control is what you do today. So invest in yourself, put your best foot forward, use any opportunity that you have to create almost a little mini internship for yourselves. College students, I tell them, treat your professors like your boss.
That's so true.
And show up to class like you're presenting to a client, and just be ready to be in the real world. And when you get there, you will shine.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I think too, like you said earlier, the first step forward is like a moment that you're so proud of, because it's like once you get the ball rolling, it'll usually something can always happen, but there's always going to be some kind of forward momentum once you officially start. So it's kind of channeling that energy, and just the first step forward is always the hardest, and I think is a moment that everyone that's a founder should be incredibly proud of.
Yes, really rely on your loved ones, your people close to you, mentors, and some of the biggest lessons I learned were by things that I hope to never do or never be. And that spoke a lot of volume, learning and seeing the way that you don't want to run a business, how you never hope to treat employees or act like as a boss.
Learning from your experiences.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes it helps to see the worst and say, I never want to be that.
You do not.
And it encourages you to be your boss.
Exactly. That's so true. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had an amazing time here with Brianne, and I've learned so much just sitting here. I'm so inspired, and I hope that you guys feel the same way. If you guys want to shop Equisite, which you guys 100% should, now that you know all the amazing backstory behind everything that's happening every day, you can find the link down below, and we'll link it there for you guys. That way you can go out and check their new collection.
Yes, please shop. We just launched spring, and you can use the code SPRING10 for 10% off your next order.
Thank you guys. Bye.